Good morning. It's
I
Monday.
know, Mondays.
Monday, but it is the week of our 125th celebration.
Mhm.
Just had a thought. So the next 125th celebration, we'll do this. We could have made it like homecoming week, and we
Yeah.
we could have had like events all week long.
Mhm.
That
Could've.
okay. So we're gonna make a note for the church the next time they celebrate 125th.
Yeah.
Actually, this is my thought. I mean, who knows what it'll be like in the future, but um, to only celebrate every 25 years,
Right.
you don't. I mean, to me, for especially a church that's 125, what? Why celebrate 100 or yeah 130 or anyways?
Mhm.
So every 25 years. Um, so I'm telling you because you'll be around in 25 years. I hope I'm around in 25 years, but I may not remember this. so so in 25 years, when our church celebrates 150 years of ministry, then you guys do like the whole week.
Week of
The whole
different
week.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, you can do different stuff all week long. It's always great to come up with ideas for other people to do.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's kind of that way for you. Anyhow, so I had to go back to my old style mug.
Your vintage,
Yeah,
apparently.
because somebody bought the two that I had.
Oh, that's funny.
They wanted to buy it for their friends. So anyhow, I'm back to this one. That's just funny. So yeah, gosh, it's hard to believe. I got so much. We have so much to do, but in the end, it'll just be what it is.
Right.
I have so many great ideas. What I'd love to do, and I mentioned this on Sunday, particularly. I want to show. We don't have that many pictures of the church.
Mhm.
Um,
Which is kinda weird, but
well, no, we do from the time that I've been here.
right, but not, like, in the, like, Cloudcroft's history kind of, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. In Cloudcroft's history, there are some old photos of Borough Street though that I want to show.
Mhm.
One of the church, if I can find it, you know how that is. You have it long ago, but I also want to show the picture of what the highway used to look like
Yeah.
to get from Alamogordo to
With the
Cloudcroft.
no guardrails.
Well, it was just a little cow trail, and this picture that I'm thinking of has like a Model A or a Model T or something
Mhm.
on it. So
You should also show the picture of when we first got here. Like, no guardrails, like, on the side,
oh,
just,
oh,
like, open, like, you
you
could just
yeah, so you guys may or may not know, when we first came 22, 23 years ago, um, 85%, this I know
it's a lot.
when you can't don't know a statistic, you say 85, but this is pretty close.
Mhm.
85% of the guardrails on the way on 82 going up and down the mountain were not there.
No, it really was just at the little lookout that they had a guardrail.
Just a couple of
Yeah, the
places.
couple little pull-offs that had the guardrails, but the rest
So
of it was
so if you
just
can imagine, especially down past the tunnel where that you've got the cliffside, right? Well, you got the cliff on that side, but then you've got the rock side over
mhm.
here. It was it was pretty scary. I remember driving that, especially coming from the flatlands of Texas, driving that thinking, man, one little oops and I'm a goner.
Yeah.
So yeah, but anyways, I want to show some old pictures. Hopefully, we'll have enough people to do some just some little. I really want it to be about life change. I want to hear how this church has been a big part of people's lives. So
Mhm.
share some testimonies. I'm not going to preach like a whole message. Oh, hey Kim, good morning. I'm not going to preach like, my whole 30-minute message. I'm just going to give a charge kind of, this is where we're going in the
Mhm.
future because we got some other stuff. Um, Hopefully, we'll at least have some videos
Yeah.
of some people who have been a part of this church over the years, and just yeah, just a big party celebrating.
Mhm.
Um, you guys, you and Hope, man, this is Hope doesn't remember anything but this. You remember some
Yeah.
because you were older. You were an old 10-year-old
Was
lady by
older.
then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
it'll be
remember
fun.
when downstairs used to be like the youth hangout, and there was like a pool table. Um, it looked completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I remember like basically the whole ceiling was like blue scuff marks because of the pool table when you like chalked
You
up your
do
pool
remember
stick
that.
and then
So there was it was a nice pool table.
it
There was a
was.
big pool table down there, and what they would do when we had fellowships was they had made these pieces of plywood that they would kind of connect together, and you'd put them on the pool table, and
Mhm,
that's where they would put all the food,
mhm.
and then everybody else would sit around. So that lets you know a few things. First of all, that was basically the youth hangout.
Hangout.
That was the cave.
Yep.
That goes back into Aaron's days, since Kim is on, Aaron Benshoof.
Mhm.
Oh, well, not Aaron, Aaron Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper.
Uh, and so it was basically the youth hangout.
Mhm.
But also, if you think about nowadays when we have a fellowship meal, we can barely fit everybody in.
Yeah.
There weren't that many people when we first came.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I also remember that all of the adults were downstairs, and I remember, like, all the kids we were upstairs, like, in the office hallway. Like, we would sit, like, right there, and so we had the door open, so, like, adults would come and, like, check on us, but we sat basically in, like, right there because there wasn't that many kids either.
No, uh-uh.
It was just me and Hope to start off with, the Kimballs,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Richardsons,
Mm-hmm.
and then Shara and Chris.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
So we got into a lot of trouble.
Well, they didn't get into a lot of
Oh,
trouble.
Laura
They
Beth and
they came
Savannah.
later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um
But
yeah. So yeah, there weren't I just if you because that pool table basically took up the whole area between the four
right, it was
posts.
huge. It
Yeah.
was huge.
And everyone else would fit around it. We would kick the kids out. We'd send the kids upstairs.
Yeah, because there was no room for everyone to sit down there
Yeah.
if we had stayed
I
down
don't even
there.
remember setting up tables. I guess we did.
I
Yeah.
don't remember. I don't remember
Yeah.
tables because I just remember all the kids just sat upstairs.
Yeah.
But we
So
weren't allowed to go in the Sunday school rooms. We had to sit there.
yeah. So yeah. And so that was just 23 years ago,
It's
that
crazy.
it was that way. Um gosh, yeah, hopefully. So the pastor, there was one guy that was only here for about a year, but then the pastor that was here before me, Hugh Rogers, hopefully he said he'll at least do a video if they can't
Mm.
make it. But I'd love for him and Janice to make it, his wife. Um, his daughter's name was Lauren, but they were already gone by the time we got here. He went to, I think from here he was at Grants the whole rest of the time. So
Well, it's really cool to like look back and to think just in the time that we've been here, like how much the church has grown,
mm-hmm,
how different the church looks.
mm-hmm,
Because we had Laura Beth and her husband came last
mm-hmm.
week, and they were shocked that we changed the
So
sanctuary.
yeah,
We don't think about it because we're all like, oh yeah,
yeah,
like it's normal. But to people that haven't been here in a while, it's like, whoa.
yeah, yeah.
But just to think about, that the coffee area used to be an office,
Mm-hmm.
just little small stuff like that, but also like to see how God's worked in our church. Like now we have tons of young families. We have, just different, like a variety of people. And it's just really cool to see where we've come from when we first came here, when Hope and I were the only kids versus, when Hope was the only kid in the nursery, Mom had to stay and watch her.
Yep.
To where it was just me, Bryce, Elise, and Garrett.
Yeah.
So
it was really cool. So we're getting a lot of young families, and love it that the young families are inviting their friends. So another young couple yesterday with a 4-month-old cute little bitty girl. So yeah, but quite a few of those. So if they start leaving those in the nursery, you're going to need some help.
Yep.
Y'all are going to need some help.
Yep.
Because gosh, was Sadie in there? No, they didn't come yesterday.
No.
But you've got Sadie and Bo, and I forget the new little
Ruth.
girl's name. What's that?
There's Ruth.
Oh, Ruth.
Ruth.
Yeah. Oh, Sadie is a different person.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
like, I don't know who you're talking
I keep getting them confused.
about.
Get Ruth and Bo, and then you had Matthias yesterday, and
Mhm.
so anyways, you can get
Yeah,
quite a.
and then you have the mobile toddlers, you
Mm-hmm.
know, OB and Everett, and
Mm-hmm.
we have some others that come occasionally, but
Yeah.
yeah, it could be
Yeah.
packed if everyone came.
As I was preaching yesterday, because I was talking about next generations, and in even Beta, which is the youngest
Mhm.
generation now, and will be. I don't know how long they're doing the generational things anymore, but the next 5 years at least, maybe 10. Um, and then looking around and thinking, we've got a bunch of little betas in here,
Mhm.
little betas running around.
It's funny because it reminds me of, like a fish.
I know that little fish that you can only
Yeah.
have by itself because
Mhm.
it'll
'Cause they don't
fight to
play
the
well
death.
together.
It'll fight to the death. Hopefully these betas will play well together. But yeah, huge change. Just really cool. But so for us, we think about the pandemic as, and it was that, there are things in that happen in the world that are these are, they call them major disruptors.
Right. I think that one was definitely a major disruptor.
It was.
Huge.
And our, well, my lifetime is longer than yours, but I should say our lifetime is longer than yours. Um, but in our lifetime, that is certainly the most recent big disruptor, because it changed things.
I think, but the thing about COVID was it's not only like a physical change, which was a drastic change in
Mm-hmm.
itself, but like emotional,
Mm-hmm.
mental,
Mm-hmm.
because just like walking in somewhere and like the depressing, like ominous feeling that you got.
I remember it was,
it was
it feels like a bad dream now when you
yes.
think back at
Well,
it.
even like for us when we drove down to Alamo, no one's out. Like
Yeah.
there's no cars.
Yeah.
Only when you got to Walmart was we got the line wrapping
And
around Walmart.
yeah, and there were so many crazy things. But we won't get stuck
No,
on
yeah.
COVID too much. But so I I think a lot of things we did were overreactions.
Mhm.
But so Walmart, I can see, okay, so let's make one line coming in and one line coming out. Well, the most logical thing is you have two entrances, one at each end of the store. Make one of them an entrance and one of them an exit. But what they did was had 100, 200 people coming in and passing right by each other,
Right.
as you went out. And
Yeah.
then the one way aisles. Anyhow, so COVID was the big disruptor
Right.
in recent memory, even though that was 6 years ago now.
But if you think about it though, I feel like it's the biggest disruptor because a lot of things still stuck even after COVID.
Which it changed so many things. Technology, it a huge push into technology. Some of it good, some of it not so good.
Mhm.
It changed work with the work patterns, the way that people work,
Right.
because we have many that we had some that were already remote before then, but had many more after, and then new positions now that they thought, oh, we don't have to provide. Hope is an example. We don't have to provide an office, although our convention was already doing remote
Right.
people,
Right.
but started watching Java and Jesus. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people remember having, yeah, but
Right.
because it pushed us into the digital world. That was when we started live streaming. That's
Mhm.
when, and it's funny now we have guys that the way that we do Bible study is solid. It's working, and I have to say, man, did it take us a long time to get there? Even with Java and Jesus, man, did it take us a long time to get there? I don't know how many times we've gone through a whole Java and Jesus in the early days, realized there was no sound or
Oh, I know.
something crazy because we couldn't see. So anyway, so that was the big one. But gosh, think of the history of the church. So the church had been around since 1901.
Mhm.
So the recession in 2008 was big, although we didn't feel it as much here. But if you go back beyond that, you guys help me if I'm missing any. We had 9/11. That was
Mhm.
before our time here.
Right.
We had 9/11. That changed things. If if you don't believe me, those of us of an age know this. You used to be able to just walk right up to the gate, um, and greet your people. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Well, now we finally don't have to take our shoes off for TSA checks.
And yeah, and they changed. Be careful. I'm not going to change what I'm doing, but the fluids now,
Right.
they changed the requirements on that, but not every airport is the same, so you don't want to get caught with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you used to be able to walk right up to the gate with the person and wait and let them get on, and so it totally changed that. The Patriot Act changed so many things. When I already had a bank account, when your mom and I got married, it took like me 10 minutes to open the bank account to start with,
Mhm.
and it only took like 5 minutes to add her to it. When we moved here, it took 45 minutes to open a bank
Right.
account
It takes
because it
longer.
was after 9/11.
Mhm.
But then you even go back, so that was 2001. You guys helped me big events. Obviously, the Cold War.
Mhm.
This church mate was through the Cold War, the Vietnam War, the Korean War, World War II, the Great Depression, World War One.
Mhm.
I mean, this church has seen it all.
All. And I mean, it's changed and it's grown and it's like God has changed it, but it hasn't like
It's still there.
yeah.
Even though I'll bet you that there were times when it was not looking very good.
Right.
I don't know what this place looked like in the Great Depression because um I maybe I don't know, maybe it was kind of like during COVID, more people were here, but they didn't have any money to spend. I mean,
Right.
you know, people were working for a nickel a day, and for glad of it. One of the weird things that happened in the Great Depression was they built the Hoover Dam. That was built in the Works Progress Administration, the WPA. um, and if you think of the enormity of Hoover Dam, knowing that it was built in the technology of the 30s,
Mhm.
just but they had the manpower.
Yeah.
I mean, they put people to work. But to imagine what if it felt like a ghost town during COVID, imagine what this
Oh
place was
yeah.
like in the Great Depression.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it could have gone the other way. Maybe people moved out here and just lived off the land. I don't know.
Who knows?
But all of the changes that this church has seen over time. I remember talking. Do you remember Sparky used to
Mhm.
drink coffee at the Western? It's funny. He actually did used to work for the co-op at one point.
Yeah.
Um, I was talking with Sparky one time, and because he'd been around forever, and I said it's really weird. We're talking about how things are built here, and they're odd. And I said that the thing is, like our basement, like the light switches are in the weirdest places. One of them is higher. It's higher than my
Yeah.
head, um, and it's on this little thing built out from the wall. Then another one is over on another place. Then you have another one. Then
Behind the
yeah, there's
stove.
four. Yeah, there's four
Yeah.
light switches down there, and so here's your trivia question. People can find three, but where's the fourth?
It's true.
Fourth one's hard to find. But um, I said that doesn't make any sense because it's one hole in the ground. You would
Mhm.
expect that when you add on,
Yeah.
but I know they dug the hole all at the same time. And he said, "Is the ceiling low? Is it have a low ceiling down there?" And I said, "Yeah. How'd you know?" He goes, "I'll bet you whenever they whenever they built that building, it didn't have electricity in the beginning."
Mm. That's why probably the window was there.
Well, the window was there because that addition
Okay.
wasn't, and so if we didn't have that last addition over there, then you can see outside. But yes, as many windows as they could
Mhm.
because and he said they probably put in the electricity and then had to drop the ceiling to cover all that up. And I thought, well, that makes sense because the switches, except for the one behind the stove, which is cut into the
Right.
the cinder block, the switches are on build outs.
Right.
And so that one that's way up high, is on a little thing that's sticking out. So they just added it. They added the electricity. So, and Sparky was here whenever the electricity came into town.
Wow.
Now, not that that this church building isn't that old, but I just think they put electricity in. And he said he had I don't forget if it was a donkey or a horse, and that these guys are dragging this line through there. And he says, "Hey, you can tie that onto my horse, and I'll pull it through town." So he helped as a kid pull the electricity through the town, pull the line.
Wow.
So this church has seen a lot, and so now we're just always going to be in a mode of change and transition as we go. But now we're at a place where technology is advancing at such a rate that I can't even imagine what the next 5 years is going to bring.
Right.
And you guys, I don't know if y'all keep up with this much at all. AI is changing things at such a rapid rate. It's hard to keep up with. And so every time I think I'm starting to get a little bit of handle on it, I realize there's so much more that it can do. I use Claude, Anthropic, but so much more that it can do. It's just crazy. I mean, so anyways, I did one. I don't know if you guys got to catch that one. Well, on a Friday, I had the discussion with Chloe, the AI assistant, and it sounds. I let Miss Karen listen to it. I think it was Miss Karen. No, it's Miss Sue. I let Miss Sue listen to it, and she said that sounds like you're talking to another person.
Yeah, it sounds really realistic.
Yeah. So anyways, we're excited. If it'll be live streamed as well. So if you can't make it in person, then you can jump on our live stream 125th anniversary, if we want to call it that, celebrating 125 years of ministry here in Cloudcroft.
And there'll also be a fellowship after the service.
Yep. Fellowship afterwards. You guys, if you feel so inclined, you can pray that the rain holds off till about 2:00 that day. That would be okay.
Yeah.
Because part of it is going to be outside. We'll have a tent outside. So
let the kids run around on the playground.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to set all that up. That's what Saturday is going to be about. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
So let me pray for you guys. Thanks for hopping in the know. Wednesday, Jim and I will jump in and start unpacking the message from Sunday, which was our legacy. If we think we've got 125 years of heritage that we get to build on, what is our legacy going to be that we leave, and how do we make sure we do that well as a church and individually? Let me pray for you guys. Lord, thank you for your love. Thank you for allowing us to serve you here at this church in this place this time. God, would you just continue to give us wisdom and discernment in the days ahead? Father, as we celebrate 125 years of ministry here, 125 years of your faithfulness, Lord, would you just help us to do it in a way that brings you honor and glory, and God, a way that brings people to faith in Christ. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thanks for hopping in, guys, and we will see you on Wednesday. I always say this, and then I got to go like push some buttons and all this other stuff. If I push them wrong, you guys just got to watch us stare at each other for a minute.
Yeah.